like to welcome everybody to PMI Maine's 2023 annual meeting. I'm Joe. I'm the president of the PMI Maine chapter, and let me get to the next slides. So the PMI chapter was established in 1986. The chapter holds most monthly meetings except July, August, and October and December. And we hold a professional development series in October and provide network opportunities. This year, we're hoping on expanding the network opportunities with the COVID crisis being on the downside. Miss the one-on-one interactions, and we're looking at getting some of the monthly meetings to be hybrid between working with the Rue Institute and the University of Maine system. And anybody, just feel free to jump in. I'm not making this like really formal. Now I'd like to call the meeting in order. Do I have anybody that wants to second that?
Seconded.
Third.
Anybody against? The meeting is called to order. So the agenda today is call for order, our vision and mission, thanking our sponsors, the 2022 year in review, where we are with financials for 2022, membership update that happened in 2022. Some really exciting things about volunteers in the last year. Really want to recognize some really amazing people that are leaving the board from last year. Want to introduce some really amazing people who are joining the board and staying on the board for 2023. Our plans for 2023, question and answer period, and close the meeting. So the PMI chapter vision hasn't changed from last year. We recognize the local leader in Maine for the promotion and application of project management and its principles. We try to serve as a center of excellence throughout Maine. Our mission is one, provide educational opportunities, and we have partnered with Montreal, who is a full-fledged education provider, and we can get 10% discounts for training from Montreal if you go through PMI Maine. PMI Maine does not make a penny on that. It's part of our mission to promote project management. We also want to have a forum for sharing information and experiences, and this year we'll be augmenting that with more in-person networking events, and then to provide opportunities for individual contributing, all which foster principles of our profession. Really want to advance a wider understanding of the value of project management, advocating its implementation throughout the state of Maine. And we want to promote Project Management Institute and its workings by supporting its certification programs and sharing its resources with the community at large. And the PMI over the last couple of years, with its rebranding of 4.0, is offering additional certifications. So it doesn't boil down to like 3 major certifications, but there's about 5 or 6 as you start to expand into the agile and the breaking down and up of the PMP to the associate project manager and into the agile components. So it's really exciting the way the organization is moving.
Joe, just quickly on the educational opportunities with PMI Montreal, I just wanted to make folks aware as well. We will have some resources coming out via social media and on our website, actually working this week with Anita, PMI Montreal's head of communications, to get that all set up. So be on the lookout for that in the future. And if you're interested in more information on that, please feel free to reach out to me or anyone on the board.
Thank you. And yeah, PMI Montreal has a wide variety of training courses. It pretty much covers the whole gamut of what the various certifications that PMI Global offers. And you can attend in person or you can attend virtually. They really have a great program.
And available in both English and French for any of our French speakers.
Exactly. Yes. Want to introduce our sponsors. Our sponsors are key for helping the chapter bring in additional speakers and provide support for spreading project management and its mission across the state of Maine. First of all, I'd like to thank ProSearch, our platinum sponsor, for their continued support. I think we're going on maybe off by a year or two of 15 years of dedicated support from ProSearch in many different aspects. Also would like to thank Innovation Partners, John Hauser and Bob Liberty, not only for being a silver sponsor, but for a decade plus of being board members and help getting PMI Maine where it is today. Would like to thank Smart and Binga. Could you give a plug for your organization? I'm sure you could articulate it much better than I.
All right, SMRT, we say we are smart, but actually it's SMRT, Architects and Engineers. And well, we have our head office at 75 Washington Street, Washington Avenue, with offices in Bangor and over New York, Schenectady. It's a firm that is really exciting, involved in a lot of iconic projects, from justice to healthcare, office projects, educational projects, and all that. And I think we're going to see more of SMRT later this year in support of PMI Maine. And that's all for now.
Thank you. And thank your organization for everything that it's done. It's greatly appreciated. One of our new sponsors is the Rue Institute, and the Rue Institute runs certificate and master degree courses in project management in Portland campus. The main campus is in Boston, Mass. And other campuses are in Arlington, Virginia, Charlotte, North Carolina, London, UK, Miami, Florida, Oakland, San Francisco, San Jose, Toronto, Canada, and Vancouver, Canada. And that's expanding too. So the Rue Institute and PMI Maine are have and are forming a stronger partnership. You will be seeing some of our hybrid courses or events being hosted at the Rue Institute. Very exciting university and really great course content for project managers. Big shout out for the Rue Institute. The other sponsor we have is the University of Southern Maine. They're a long-term sponsor. They've been a sponsor for PMI for at least 8 to 10 years, if not more. And they have excellent project management courses, and also PMI Maine will be hosting some of our events hybrid at the universities of Southern Maine. And as with the Rue Institute and the University of Southern Maine, it's going to be open to the undergraduate and graduate students to attend our events. And those attendance for the students are free of charge. And a big shout out to the University of Southern Maine for their continued support for PMI Maine. Year in review. 2022 was an exciting year. Go through our financials. We started at having $35,816 in our coffers. We decided we needed a $20,000 reserve, so that gave us a $15,800. Got one extra little thing there, but $880, which was one more comma. Last year, between programs and a few unexpected expenses, as of the end of the year, we had $20,268.38 If you take our reserves, that puts us at $268,038. Since I put this together last weekend, PMI has sent us another couple $1,000, so that really is about $2,200 in surplus. That doesn't mean we can't eat into our reserves somewhat, because we do expect to have several of our sponsors be donating money in the next couple of months. I've had conversations, matter of fact, with 2 of them today. So that money will go into providing programs and marketing and our October professional development series. Very proud that we had a 9% growth in 2022 and a 10% growth in membership since 2021. Right now we have 446 members in the chapter, and I can remember back in the day when I first was involved in PMI Maine, and we had about 85 people. So this is really nice number to see. And I'll let you read all the numbers for a couple seconds. And the non-certified ones, the majority of those come from the partnerships that we're gaining with the Rue Institute and the continued partnership with the University of Maine. They're both encouraging their undergraduate and graduate students to become part of PMI, recognizing the value that it brings to their learning opportunities and networking and so forth. Any questions or anything before I move on? So project management professional breakout, we have 263 PMPs as of 12/31/22, 16 CAPMs, 1 RPM, 8 ACPs, 1 PBA, 159 without a certification, and 7 student members. The no certification in the student members is kind of a blend in there. It's kind of hard to data mine that, but the student members is higher than 7. And then other, oops, back up. And the other is everything that doesn't fit within no certification student. Questions? Our meetings in 2022. In January, we had our annual meeting. In February, we had the Entrepreneurs, Risks, and Opportunities in Maine. In March, the program was problem solving through using critical thinking skills. In April, being human is just as important as being skilled. In May, we shared one with New Brunswick, Chapter Professional Development Days. That was a very nice partnership, which I hope to see more of that in the coming years and years, because with these type of partnerships, we can probably do more than one program a month, because we share the work and creating the programs and providing them to our members. In June, we had CMP's Incident Command and Storm Response. I had no idea the logistics and the project management behind CMP. It was an excellent, all these were excellent, but it was amazing to see that CMP looks about a week in advance or more into what storms are coming from, and they coordinate people from Canada all the way from South Carolina to ensure that we have enough linemen, or line persons, I should say, available to keep the grid up and as many customers having power as they possibly can. As usual, in July and August, we take off. Precious warm weather in Maine. In September, we had, for the first time in a couple years with COVID, we actually had a networking event at Battery Steel Brewing, which turned out really, really nice. Then we had Adapt Agency Project Management Practices, Global Perspectives and Local Impact. That was very interesting to see project management from a couple perspectives, especially when it gets global. In October, we had essential negotiation skills, which was awesome. You know, project managers never have to negotiate. That's and in November, coming out of the pandemic, getting a new position, you know, the logistics changed a little bit. So we went and talked to several of the area recruiters and got their perspectives on what changed in the last few years with the pandemic and everything going on. And we held a event of how to attain your next position. And ProSearch gave that, and congrats to Sarah Davis. She did a wonderful job at giving tips and techniques of job mobility post-pandemic. I can't say that he is. Danielle's not on, so we had a big jump in volunteers this year, which was excellent. Volunteers are really key to help the board expand and do more. So we refreshed our volunteer roster for board use. We had volunteers more tightly coupled with board members to strengthen our internal processes and procedures, all of which enable the chapter to provide more value to our members. We engaged our members regarding volunteer opportunities at just about every possible event we have. And to put a plug in here, if anybody's interested in volunteering, please reach out to anybody on the board. We have many areas that a volunteer could add value to the chapter, and reciprocal value of getting more knowledge of project management. We are in collaboration with the University of Maine for an intern position. That went really far. We've got a job description for an intern and agreement from the leadership of USM to qualify PMI Maine to have an intern and also get, you know, full college credits for a course for internship. So we're really excited about that. That was a good year in the making. Participated in the PMI election committee for the 2023 Board of Director elections and organized and kicked off program committee for volunteers. Programs are one of the backbones of PMI Maine, and the board felt very strongly we needed to invest in that through Jabinga's leadership and others' help. We're adding a lot more programs and depth of programs for the chapter in the coming year. So again, another plug for volunteers. If you want to gain new skills, contact any of the board members and talk about what you'd like to do. And we will do our best to find something that will complement your career aspirations and knowledge growth into contributing to the board. It's amazing what number of opportunities we have out there. Just to name a few, I could spend 25 minutes or more going through this, but we have a number of committees. We always need help in running the monthly events, provide support in creating content. And this is a really cool one too, because it also gives you a deeper insight into where PMI Maine is heading. And the other thing, it also gives you an insight of where PMI Global is going, because we also work closely with them. And we want to make sure that we are on the forefront of putting information out that supports where PMI Maine is today, where PMI Global is today, and where PMI Maine and Global wants to be in the next couple of years. So exciting opportunities to see where the profession is going. If anybody wants to become a monthly or professional development series speaker, we're always looking for speakers. You know, so any topic's a good topic. So if you have an interest in speaking, contact any board member. And the other thing with speaking is you can get a lot of those precious PDUs for that, not only for the time you spend speaking, but for the time that you put in creating the materials. So that's a PDU machine. If you want to partner with a PMI board member for whatever reason, please let us know. And if you want to be on the board, please let us know. And you can send an email to Danielle, and that's at volunteers@pmi.org, or you can send an email to anybody on the board of directors that you feel comfortable with and like to, and we can talk about opportunities if you're interested. So I'd like to take a moment and recognize board members for completing their terms of service. Want to recognize Roseanne. She was the previous 2 years secretary. Phenomenal job. She is an amazingly bright and wonderful project manager. Tremendous value to the organization. Want to recognize Luke in marketing. I should put marketing programs and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Luke truly has done an outstanding job for the chapter, and he's worn so many hats. I don't think I can count that high. So amazing kudos to Luke. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for PMI Maine and all the value that you've added to it. Want to thank Rhonda. She was the director of membership. She had significant value with in data mining our membership, so we could understand what our members are looking for, what our members are not looking for, and providing that stats back to the board so we could make more informed decisions on how to add value to our membership. I just want to give a big thanks for their service to PMI. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, the 2023 Board of Directors. My name is Joe, and I will continue in my role as president of PMI Maine with a little less gray because I shaved. I currently work for Maine Health. I've been on the board for this round since 2021. I've been involved with the Maine chapter since 2005. David Reed is the Director of Technology. He's been with PMI Maine since 2020. He started on the board on 2022, and he's continuing his role as Director of Technology in 2023, and he works for Maine Health. Binga, I'll let you speak for yourself. You can do yourself more justice than I.
Oh, I would have appreciated you speaking on my behalf. Well,
if you want me to, I will. Not a problem. I can.
You put me on the spot. So my
okay,
my name is Benga Adekoya, and PMP. I work for SMRT, Architects and Engineers, as I've tried to describe them earlier. Well, other data is displayed on the screen there. My focus is on professional development, and I'm passionate to make an impact while I'm here. I joined the board 2022. Hopefully by 2023, I should be packing my bags and taking the next flight. So I guess that's about all about me.
Thank you. And I think it's done an excellent job at helping us get the programs where they are today. Extreme contributions to the board, a lot of value. Thank you. Director of Volunteers, Danielle. She's been with PMI Maine since 2017. She's been a board member since 2022. She works for Angard Networks. She's done an amazing job at recruiting volunteers, and some of those volunteers have turned into new board members. She's done an excellent job at wearing many hats. I think there's probably not an area within the board that she hasn't been involved with in some capacity through her role as Director of Volunteers. So a big shout out for all the value that she's added to the chapter. Director of Marketing Social Media. Do you want me to put you on the spot, or do you want me to talk?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm happy to talk. Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Molina. Heard from me a few comments earlier, but I'm the Director of Marketing and Social Media. I got involved with the chapter a little while back and was happy to come on board for this first year here in 2023. My focus with PMI Maine previously was as a volunteer, as Joe mentioned. So for those that are interested in volunteering with PMI Maine, I would highly recommend it. It's a great group of folks that are always willing to lend a hand also for you to learn and have the additional professional development experiences outside of your normal 9 to 5, so to speak. So I started out primarily just helping out a lot with the social media pieces and working with Luke as he was the former director as well, and he's been great with the transition. But yeah, I did. I worked at Tyler Technologies for about 2 years, and then just very recently, so the slide isn't too out of date, but very recently, I just transitioned. I work at the University of New England, so I'm the Information Technology Services project manager over there. So, and yeah, very excited to be on the board and happy to keep contributing to a great chapter.
Thank you. And you're doing an awesome job and have made many contributions as a volunteer and as part of the board. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Treasurer, Megan, are you on, Megan?
I am. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm Megan Adams. Megan with an A, actually. I should have
Okay.
vetted that slide, right? I work for
Yep.
I work for CVS Aetna, and I'm a manager of project management there, overseeing the Medicaid contract implementations when a state wins, when Aetna wins a bid through a state for the Medicaid contract. And of course, I'm now the volunteer treasurer for PMI Maine, and I look forward to working with the board. I have lots of energy. I love to share that energy. I love to empower people, and I really want to know who our influencers are. So if you are an influencer, if you know one, let me know. And I look forward to meeting more of you at virtual and preferably at in-person events. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Megan. And I'll get the spelling corrected. Spelling is not my strong point. Secretary, Chris.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Orr. I am the secretary, just transitioning over from Roseanne Sheridan, who did an absolutely remarkable job, as I am finding out already, as I am learning to do this job. I'm happy to be the hands behind the scenes that kind of keep the gears working and push the paper. I'm retired military, and I am currently a program manager with AECOM's Disaster Resilience Solutions Group. We are an architecture and engineering firm that has a fairly robust disaster recovery and resilience practice. And we work all over the United States and North America doing that kind of work. So that's a little bit. Thanks.
Thank you. Now we have a vacant position, president-elect. If anybody's interested in that position, let me know. The commitment is at least 15 hours a month, and it goes up in the fall. Just want to throw it out there, you know. That is an open position that we have. Plans for 2023. We're going to continue executing on our 3-year strategic plan. We're going to continue with membership meetings in 2023. We're going to, this year we will have a professional development series. We're going to continue supporting project management training, and we're going to expand networking opportunities. And with a little caveat on that, if COVID does pick up, that may change, but if things stay on the glide path where they are now, our velocity for having network opportunities and the number of networking opportunities will dramatically increase in 2023. And in those networking opportunities, there will also be some local recruiters that will be there too for further networking. Not that I want to see everybody jump ship for their current jobs, but It's just nice to get a pulse on the industry and so forth. So I'm working with a couple of them right now, and they'll be in attendance. Our strategic plans, very high level. Number one is professional development, and is to offer project management events, education, and programs to enable individual to keep pace with emerging trends and change in the field of project management. And I want to be clear that this education isn't education towards getting your PMP. You have to be a registered education provider, and PMI Maine is not, but we have that strong partnership with Montreal, who is a registered education provider and covers every single certification that PMI Global offers. Our number two priority is membership development. Without a strong membership and people joining and helping the board, it becomes difficult to grow the chapter and add maximum value back to our members. Our third priority is community involvement. It's to promote the values of PMI through the engagement of the community in Maine and beyond. And when I say Maine and beyond, right now it's Maine and New England for the time being. Number four is like a supporting pillar to the first three. If the chapter is not successful, we can't do our first three strategic priorities. But we need to grow the chapter. We need to create a center of excellence, increase our membership, and another plug for volunteers. Our strategic plan will be updated every single year. It's a rolling 3-year plan, and we're looking forward to updating that in the upcoming months for 2023, and rolling off 2022 and adding another year to it. And then once that's done, we will share it with the entire membership for feedback, input, and adjustments. Member meetings. The board is in the process of scheduling meetings for 2023. These meetings will support our 3-year strategy, and we really want your feedback on what you want to see for programs and what you don't want to see for programs, events, the monthly events. The meetings will include a virtual network, not every single month, but we're going to try to get several follow-ups to the meetings that we have on a Tuesday and have further discussions on a Thursday. And those get you those elusive PDUs for free for attending those. And we're in the process as a board of discussing how much in-person ones we have. So that may be a combination of virtual and in-person, but we're still working on the logistics and how many we can do that. Our meetings will continue to be the 3rd Tuesday of the month. And then, like I said, selectively, we'll be having a post event on Thursdays following the event. This will be an additional opportunity for discussing the event and for further networking. Again, meetings will be held on the 3rd Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m., preceded by a networking event from 5:30 to 6. So if you want to join early, I have the thing started before 5:30, and gives you a chance to talk with your fellow PMI Maine members and individuals that are not part of PMI but registered for the event, because we're opening these events to anybody that wants to join the events. So the meetings will be held on January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August. We have off for the summer. We have September, and October is the professional development series. And as a board, we're working on how many professional development programs we'll have this October. That right now is to be determined. A couple of years ago, we had 4. Last year, we didn't have any. This year will be something in between, and to be announced. We will have one in November, And for the holidays, typically we take December off. Professional development events, the planning, you know, I was writing this starting soon. I should have said it already started. And any topics that you want to see, please feel free to send items to any board members on any project management related topic you want to see. It could be aerospace, it could be pharmaceutical, it could be insurance, it could be IT, it could be agriculture, it could be buildings, engineering. Our goal is to give the events on what our members want to see and feel that adds value to, as them as a project manager in their career in project management. As I mentioned, in partnership with PMI Montreal, they're an ATP. We're offering training through them, and we get 10% off by going through the chapter to register. And again, PMI makes nothing off that. PMI Montreal wants to promote project management, so they are graciously giving 10% off their courses. I've sat through several, not the whole courses, but several days of multiple courses, and they're excellent. And I can only talk about the ones that are in English because I only speak English and a little bit of Polish, but I'm sure the French ones are just as good. I just don't understand French. So, and we continue to partner with Maine-based universities, institutions, and companies to offer project management training. And when I say that training, it's not training for becoming certified as a PMP or a PGMP. But if somebody wants to reach out, we will offer our services and opinions in project management. We will be expanding network opportunities this year. Like I talked about that post speaker roundtable on Thursdays. We're going to have increased focus on social media through LinkedIn, Facebook, PMI's web page, and push notifications based on the emails that we have when you all sign up as being a PMI Maine member. Just still left this little COVID thing down here. I struggled with leaving that in, but working for our a hospital, I just felt I just need to leave that in. But the way it's trending now, it's going on a positive trend for the in-person events without having additional risk to our members. That does it for my part of the talking. Any questions, concerns free form?
Hey, this is Mike, and I would, if I could throw in a little vote, even if it's extremely informal, because I know organizing things requires work. I would love for more in-person opportunities. Being a fully remote employee, it'd be great to be able to see people, other professionals in person. And I have the luxury of living near Portland, and I realize some folks aren't close, but even if it's as simple as next Thursday, anybody want to meet up at a coffee place, go for it type of thing. As informal as possible, you know, whatever.
Yeah, great input, and that is in line with part of our strategy is informal to semi-formal ones of doing that. So thank you for your input. Anybody else?
Joe, I'm just gonna make a quick plug. Oops, sorry, I think I stomped over somebody else here. I was just gonna make a quick plug for volunteering for the board. I know our volunteer director isn't here, but Danielle's been doing a phenomenal job for the chapter. And I will say that in order to get kind of a hands-on experience with the chapter and to sort of get value out of it, there's two ways of going about it. You can either passively wait for the chapter to get stuff to you, or you can join the chapter and get involved and actually be a part of getting that stuff out there. And I can't recommend it highly enough. I mean, you know, I started working on the board a little over 2 years ago, and everybody I've countered has been wonderful, hardworking, great to get along with. Dare I say, moments have even been fun doing this. So I would strongly recommend getting involved in whatever capacity you can. Doesn't have to be much, can be just a little bit, but it's well worth it. And I would very much encourage you to do so. Thanks.
Thank you, Luke.
Hi there, my name is Amy. I'm a new member to the PMI main chapter and also a newly minted CAPM.
Nice.
I'm pretty excited about it, but I am currently in a job search and looking for opportunities in the field of project management. And I was excited to see that there is, I think, 13 CAPMs that are members of the chapter. And I wondered if there was a way of sharing a contact list for those members, so that perhaps we could reach out and kind of network amongst that group of the chapter members to just talk about various issues. I guess in some ways towards Luke's point that he just made.
One of the things I think might be a good idea, and lean on Stefan for a little bit, is can we put some discussion boards out there? So people that have common interests, we can maybe do it by CAPM, PMP, and so forth. So we can achieve exactly what she was saying. I think that will add significant value for networking. And then it's more of come to it. Some people may be sensitive to giving emails out. So this way we can bring together and still respect privacy. People want privacy.
Absolutely. No, I think it's a good idea, Joe, and a great question, Amy, and welcome to the chapter, and congrats on your CAPM. I am one of the members as well that is a CAPM and currently kind of pursuing the PMP certification piece of it. So I agree. I think we can definitely set up some discussion boards on our website, and I can also get some content out there on the social media side. But if you'd like to reach out to me at just marketing@pmimain.org, you know, even maybe just from there, we can start to kind of brainstorm and put together a little, you know, whether it's a book club or a coffee as suggested earlier or whatever. I'm happy to do that. And I think it's a good idea to start networking amongst that group.
That would be
And
an
then
awesome help. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yep,
of course.
that's a wonderful idea. And then once we get a couple of those going, what we could do is send out to our membership, you know, on Facebook and other platforms that they're available. And we can do a push out to everybody. And so that'll provide opportunities for additional forms of networking.
Absolutely.
I'm also a
Nice.
CAPM going for my PMP in the next some months. So I'd love to get together and yeah, with other CAPMs.
Awesome.
Sounds great.
It's a great idea. It's
So
another.
Stephen, how about I email you so you'll have my email and
Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great.
see what we can do.
That sounds
coordinate.
great, Suzanne. Yeah, yourself and Amy as well. Feel free to shoot me an email, and that's just marketing@pmimain.org.
Joe, I also have a question. You know I'm going to have a question. I always have questions. What was I don't want to open this totally back up, but what was the outcome of kind of the investigation from last winter?
The outcome of the investigation from last winter, we concluded a FBI level background, FBI level check, and local law enforcement, and unfortunately there was no recovery of funds, and we took Global PMI's advice of what to do with the individuals that were in question, and we followed the policy to the letter.
What's that mean, the policy to the letter? Oh, the PMI global policy to the letter.
Correct.
Got
Correct.
it. Got it.
Yes,
it.
yes. So all of Chapter 3 leadership, the presidents and the officers for Chapter 3, I communicated and worked with. Then from that point, I worked with directly with PMI Global in Pennsylvania. I directly worked with law enforcement and had the first opportunity in my entire life to talk with people from the FBI. That was pretty cool. And
Cool. Thank you, PMI. That professional development.
and so what we ended up doing is putting a number of safeguards in place to mitigate that type of incident from happening again, where there's multiple checkpoints between any funds that can be spent. I mean, almost right down to the, well, actually be technical, right down to the dollar on that. Good
Yeah,
question.
Managing that, Joe, I know that
Yeah.
was not an easy,
No.
easy challenge that was dropped in your lap.
Yeah, that should
Thank
be
you,
on
Margaret,
your
for
list
answering that.
of like things accomplished last
Yes.
year.
Yeah.
'Cause that was
Work with
that was
FBI.
significant. Well, you know, as what a learning experience though, seriously. And you know, coming out of it and being so candid and professional, it really was you know, well, you know, you recovered well.
Thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it, Suzanne.
And-
And Margaret,
you
thank you for the kind words.
demonstrated, I'm sorry, you demonstrated outstanding leadership, Joe,
Thank you.
because I might have crumbled somewhere along the way there.
Yeah, must have been
It was
very
pretty
intense.
intense.
Yeah, it must have been very intense. So yeah,
So
future board members, that doesn't always happen.
yeah, it's first time in 15 years that I know of, and not to make a big deal out of it, but we won for the entire United States for the biggest fishing item for any PMI chapter.
You kidding me? That's an award?
In
you
a
get a
negative
badge?
standpoint. Yeah, it's a
Gee,
black one.
You get PDUs for that? I mean, come on, something.
I think I got, what is it called? Post-traumatic stress syndrome? No.
Oh,
But
oh my.
we're through that. And
Yep.
and
Yeah,
and,
nice, huh? It's
yeah.
It's at this point, it's a lesson learned. Yeah,
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
Okay, I'll stop talking now. Encourage others to talk.
Hi, everyone. My name is Evan, and I just joined the main PMI chapter. My wife and I just moved up from Tampa in August, so we're enjoying Portland. And you know, maybe timing-wise, a little difficult to follow that last conversation, but I just want to say hello, and yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. We're excited to have you on board. All right. Anybody else? Well, I really want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Really want to thank everybody for the help they've provided the chapter and the continued support, and looking forward to seeing a lot of familiar faces going on this year. And if anybody wants to volunteer, let us know. Anybody wants to be on the board, let us know. Anybody has any questions they don't feel comfortable with asking in the group, you can reach out to me or any other board member, and be more than happy to have a conversation. And really want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart of being part of PMI Maine. And you're all very critical to the success of the chapter's continued viability and growth. And if there are no more questions, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Any against? Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. And it's great seeing
Yeah.
familiar faces.